live. What is cracking, everyone?
Hey, good evening. Good evening. How
What's
is everyone?
you guys? Thanks for your patience. I had some technical difficulties. I had a lot of issues today. We'll talk
Ooh, I
about that
like
in the
this
stream.
beat.
You like this beat? Hey, hey, let's get it, girl. Let's get it, girl. Hey, hey. That's all I'm gonna do if we go to a club. I'm be like, go Gigi, go Gigi,
Now I need to
let's
be able
get
to
it,
stand
girl.
long enough
Let's
to be
get it,
able to
girl.
get it in.
That's it.
I
That's
haven't
all I
danced
do.
in so long. Like COVID.
Right.
Pre-COVID, any opportunity I had to dance,
That's it.
I was out there.
That's it.
Post-COVID, everybody's like, come to Wind Down Wednesday. Wind Down what? Who all gonna be there?
That's it. What's cracking, fam? What is going on, you guys? We gonna get it tonight.
Yes. We are going to have a lot of fun. Let me get my lip gloss popping.
Go ahead. I just looked for my lip gloss. I left mine upstairs. That's all right.
Oh, that's not good. I always have like 2 or 3 by my desk.
I need, you know what? I usually keep down here, but Angie be coming and she be stealing them. And then leave me with none. Rich, what's poppin'?
I don't have that. And if I did, they'd be talking in the back with nub.
Alphabet
Don't mess with
greeting,
my lips
GG,
up.
hi, India. There you go. What's going on? How are
up,
you
Gretchen?
guys? Man, today's a long day for me. We'll talk about that a little bit later. Ooh, so we're gonna have some dog stories to talk about because you got dog stories to talk about today too. Yeah,
Girl.
we'll entertain each other.
Lord.
Oh look,
Puppy, man.
you got the crown right above your head, girl. Go ahead, queen. Yes. Yes.
I appreciate that. I so appreciate that.
Oh God. Paul says, can't blame me. I'm locked in the closet. That's exactly where I'm blaming you. You should have taken better care of the dogs.
Oh, jeez.
That's it. What's poppin', fam?
I think he's deferring responsibility.
Yeah. He knows that he gets out and he be walking the house. He knows that. Yeah, this was one of the songs that I got from the Stream Deck, from the royalty-free music from the Stream Deck.
Really?
Yeah.
I like this.
Yeah, they have some good beats. I'm like, oh,
Nice little
okay.
upbeat.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Hey. What is poppin', you guys? Thank you for coming through. We are back and we are here for Ladies Night. You know how we do on Saturdays. And as you already saw, my special guest, oh, that's the wrong scene. My special guest for this evening is Gigi Glenisa Gailliard. Did I get that right?
You got it.
Yes.
You got it.
We've been friends long enough, you would think.
Oh,
I messed
please. I
that
had a
up.
whole rant last night because I'm on a whatchamacallit, doing legal work and another
Right.
opposing counsel.
Yep.
I sent them a letter with, my name is on
Yep.
the letterhead.
Yep.
My name is on the whatchamacallit. It's not on the letterhead, it's on the
Yeah.
signature,
Yep.
right? And it's in the signature on my email. Why is they sent me back a letter, my name spelled all the way wrong.
No.
And I'm sitting here like, copy and paste,
What?
mofos.
Right.
Copy
Right.
and
Like
paste.
what is going on? Mr. Information Man Show is trying to butter me up. He says, I'm your biggest fan, India Delgado. Sean, you better get out of here with that.
We'll take that.
What's going on, Sean? How are you? Thank you for coming through. I appreciate you. All the love for you, my good friend.
Well,
That's it, right?
India
AKA
Delgado, the only India
the only
Delgado.
India Delgado that you can
On
find on
YouTube.
YouTube. Exactly. You already know. That's what I'm talking about. So we're gonna have a good time today. I'll recap a little bit of my day, which consists of the housing expo, the banker event, and then the shenanigans of my dogs. And you have your own doggy shenanigans stories to talk to
no
us about,
doubt.
right?
No doubt.
Today.
No
And then we're going to do the pod decks. And I should have asked
Okay.
I won't keep you on, but sometimes we can go long. You good on timing? I'm not
I'm
trying to do
good. I'm
like two
home.
2 hours. All right.
I'm
But if
home.
we talk and
I
we
was
get
able to
into some
scarf down some
things,
food before we started,
you
so I'm
did. I
good.
know. Gave you a little bit of time, and thank you to the
Yeah.
community for giving us both time. So I will start. So today I had a home buyer expo in Morris County. So that's in central Jersey, New Jersey. So the event turned out to be a good event. So it's so weird now post pandemic, because people, I know this, but people are still in that mindset of they're afraid to come out. So I think this is where we are. People are still afraid to come out, but they don't want to say that they're afraid to come out. So let me just fix this up. Yeah, I know. Lewis, gosh, I'm going to ask her about it. Slow your roll. Can I get to it, Lewis? Gosh, I was going to ask her about it. So let me star that comment. Thanks, Lewis. Let me make sure I
Let me
star
lift the
that.
whole.
Ooh,
Let me let him see the whole
good.
thing.
Ooh, that
Branding.
good. I love that. All right, so we're going to leave it. No, you got to bring it out because now it's
Yeah, because it's
making
messing with
you
my camera.
right. Yes, exactly. So what I was saying is that I think people don't want to say that they're not quite ready. So now they're RSVPing to events, right? But then they're still not showing up. So this organization had about 250 households. She was very excited about that. And that's exciting. That's a huge number. Pre-pandemic, I was not surprised at those numbers because some of the organizations that I work with will pull out these numbers. And this is one of the nonprofit agencies that they're a heavy hitter. So they'll pull out these numbers. But post-pandemic, it's harder. So I would say maybe about 100 people. I don't think we had more than 100, which that's still
not
a
bad.
good, yeah. No, it was a good turnout. It was because I've been into some places that has been like 40 people and it's like, I drove 2 hours for this. I really could have, this could have been a Zoom, So they had about 100 people. I got there right on time for me to set up as a vendor because it was like an hour and almost 40 minutes. So I got there right on time to set up as a vendor. And literally as I laid down, because you set up your tchotchkes, your free pens, your giveaways, your flyers, your cards. So literally as I laid down the last tchotchke, they opened the doors. And because my bank is a premier sponsor, we were like in the front line. We were one of the first 3 tables. And so instantly started talking to people. I talked to a handful of people. And then because we're one of the premier sponsors, only 3 speaking spots. So I closed down the show, which was good and bad. So here's the good thing, right? I closed down the show, so save the best for last. And, I do what I do. But that means that I can't leave. You know what I'm saying? You know how it is, Gigi, and I know because you go to these events and you be looking, right? So if it's dead, you dip out, right? It's like, okay, it's dead. I talked to everybody. You dip out. I couldn't do that today. She left me for last. So I was like, oh. And let me say in the room, I think I probably presented to about 40 or 50 people. The room was packed. The room was definitely packed and it was a good event. On my way home, what you laughing at? What did I
have
miss?
2 dogs that just
Oh, so they're
entered into my
bothering you.
room.
Got it. Yeah, so we'll talk about the dogs.
They're doing what they do.
They're doing what they do. So I think the event so it's an hour and 35-ish, an hour and 40 minutes away. So probably about 70 to 80 miles away from my house, give or take. I didn't even pay attention to the mileage. All right, guys, don't judge me. And I did tell Gigi this. Don't judge me. I'm past due on my oil change. We're not going to get into the whys. You guys are not going to ask questions. You guys are not going to ask Angie the next time she's on the show why I'm past due on my oil change. Gigi, I see you turning your face up at me. Stop judging me. Okay. The check engine light goes on. And now I'm having a whole cow because I had another 60 miles to go. And I'm like, no. I'm sorry, God, that I didn't change my oil in time. Please don't because I got a BMW and that work is not cheap.
Wait. But in a BMW, don't you only change the oil once a year?
Gigi, shut up. Gigi, shut up. So it is, you know what? Don't come for me. We friends. So like I said, I was past due and I haven't had the car. You know the car is new, so stop coming for me. Not new, it's new to me. So let me not say it's new. It's new to me.
It's new to you.
Um Whatever. So it is. It is something like once a year and it's more expensive on the front end, but really when you break it down, you're not changing your miles. I think it's every 9,000 miles. So I'm past due by 1,000. I know. I was yelling at myself already. Like, listen, my palms get sweaty. And I've had car problems before, not because of me. It's been stuff that's been covered. But I've had car problems before. So now my palms are sweaty. I'm like, oh my God, the check engine. I got 50 whole miles. I'm texting Gigi. I'm like, listen, I don't know what's going to happen. I may have to cut the stream like past, or I may have to cut it short because I may be stranded in Jersey. I'm going to text you. I don't know. I call my brother. He's like, go to AutoZone, have them read out the car, the codes. And I'm like, well, isn't it because I need an oil change? He was like, no, the check engine light does not come on because you need an oil change. And I was like, I don't know about that. I go to Advanced Auto. I tell the guy, and the guy's like, yeah, no, that's not, there's something else going on with your car. And I was like, fuck, my brother was right, damn it. And so I was telling Gigi that it's something with the fuel tank or whatever. Not the fuel tank. It's something with the gas cap fuel tank. It's supposedly it's not an expensive repair, but it's also not an easy repair. So it's not something that like me and my brother can do. I would have to, it's like a level 3. He gave me the level. So the cost was a level 1, but the repair itself is a possible level 3. So that means I have to take it. So then the stress is that I have the TD Bank 5-borough bike tour tomorrow. And I'm not feeling comfortable driving over 100 miles from Philly into Staten Island and back. So I think I'm going to have to, I think like my gut is telling me it's not worth, like you can do the 5-borough bike tour next year. The last thing you want is to be like right by Newark Airport and be stranded and then really be asked out. Right. So I'm like, oh.
I'm going to second that emotion.
So I'm a little disappointed. Jackie, my friend Jackie is on and she's known my car troubles and she's like once or twice because I have, and it wasn't like, so with the Acura last year.
Rent a car.
I don't know.
Rent a car for a day.
No, I'm not doing that. No. Thank you, Jackie. But no, I'm not doing that. And then, all right. So then I get home, I'm like rushing.
It was a good idea though.
It was a good idea. It was a good idea. So then I text Gigi. I'm like, okay, I'm on the way home. We're just going to push it back like 15 minutes. I just have to eat, feed the dogs, clean up the mess. I come home and the house was a total, guys, like, I don't even know if total disaster is the way to explain it. I have a whole, like a nice size ottoman that has 2 storage sections. This dog pushed the ottoman to the other end of my living. How? Like, what was she doing? I need to know how she did this. Then I sent Gigi a file. Did I send you the file of her getting the cookies?
Yes. And that was so hilarious. And Tyler's looking at him like, I ain't got nothing to do with that dog.
But listen to this.
I'm sitting in my bed, minding my business.
Right. So it happened to be, so I have the camera in the house and I'm getting, motion alert. And I've ignored it today because I know that she's in the house or she's going back and forth. She's triggering it. And at one point, it was around 1 o'clock. It slowed down at the expo. And so then I'm like, let me check on these dogs. I watched that whole instance live. Because why? The one time I check in on it.
Why didn't you say anything to her through the thing? I have the same camera.
I did. And she looked up. She looked up to see where the voice of God was coming from and then kept on. Matter of fact, we're going to show this. We're going to show this because I forgot.
This is
so let's go into this.
I didn't notice that she looked up. It was like, God,
I don't know if the camera caught it. So let me pull this up really quick. So let's just switch the scene. So we have that there. Let me bring this up for you guys. There's not going to be sound. Let me see. Look at this tiny terror. And I think it's going to be backwards. Yeah, no, I got to put it like this. Look at this tiny terror. Oh, you can hear it. Can you hear the sound?
Yeah, I can.
You hear her walking. So she walks. So Tyler, let's look at this. Let's look at Tyler. Tyler is like, nah, son, I want no parts. He's not even looking at her. and the tiny terror. Look at the tiny terror. So I didn't know that she had already gotten that big that on her hind legs she can reach the kitchen island. So she tries once, she gives up, tries again. Let me fast forward. She got it. Look, she got it. That is a bag of chocolate chip cookies from Wendy's.
Wait,
She's like,
is she okay? Can she eat the
she's fine.
chocolate?
She's fucking fine. She is completely okay. Thank God. Like, knock on wood. Thank God. She's complete. So look, she's going to town on this bag. Where did she go? Hold on. So did it start again? It started again. So right, she brings it down. Look at Tyler. The whole time, Tyler is watching her. Look at, so she's in the bag. And look at, he's like, oh, you're going to get into so much trouble. That whole time, he did not get up from the bed.
He didn't move.
He was just like, nah, son, you playing games. And then what's horrible is that, let me just come back to the regular scene. What's horrible is that she didn't care. And I'm watching this whole thing live. I'm like, why? Of all the alerts that I get, why did I have to click when she was actually up to something? Because it's just going to infuriate me, right? Tyler's looking. He's like, all right. So tell them, let me check in on everyone. Let me bring the comments up. Tell them about Ivy Rose and her shenanigans.
Oh, my puppy. Oh, my lovely puppy. So Ivy Rose is 9 months old.
Right.
And she is a ball of whatever the hell you want her to be.
Mm-hmm.
And so we got her little brother. It's her full brother.
Yeah.
Different litters, same parents.
Yeah.
We picked up Darkside last weekend. So he's 12 weeks old.
Yeah.
Her and Darkside have two totally different dispositions.
Yeah.
Darkside is chill. He's like, hold me, cuddle me.
Yeah.
I want to be up under you. Let's just chill together.
Yeah.
Ivy Rose is that no limit soldier that likes to get into all the shits. No. And so today, but she's a punk. Like,
right.
how you gonna be all up? How you gonna be all up like this and then be a punk at the same time?
Right.
Like, I don't get it. But she does it well. So today they have somebody, a place called Camp Bow Wow, where you can bring your socialize your dogs. You don't have to go to the whole dog park thing.
Yeah.
Because I hate dog parks. I think they're just horrible. But you socialize your dogs. You can have them kenneled there, so on and so forth. And now that I'm back to having a full time, on the days that I'm actually physically at work, I would love for her to be there to be able to socialize, run some of that energy out because she has a whole lot of puppy energy. So what they do is they start with an interview where they see how your dog does with one dog, then two dogs, then more than two dogs.
Right.
Ivy Rose. My Ivy Rose. We're watching on the camera.
Right. Oh,
and
wait,
so,
you get to watch this whole interaction?
Yes, you get to watch this whole thing go down.
Girl.
You can't hear anything, but you can watch it, right? So first of all, before she even leaves our side, she's all over the place. Oh, new person, come pet me. Oh, new person, come pet me. Oh, new person, come pet me.
Right.
And somebody comes in with their dogs to drop off their dogs. Oh, I'm going to stand behind you, person, and then bark.
What?
Right. Like, what are you doing?
Right.
Go sit down somewhere.
Right.
You're doing the most.
Right.
So, and I'm sitting there telling the girl, I was like, this is exactly what she's going to do. As soon as she get a now around new dog, she's going to come behind you and then act all big and bad.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? And that's exactly what she did. Showed her entire ass. Went into the thing. New dog comes in. Dogs sniff each other's butts.
Yeah.
She's like, so she's running away from the dog.
Yeah.
Gets behind the person who brought her in there and started barking at the other dog. I'm like, really, Ivy Rose? That dog is just as big as you. Y'all ain't doing nothing. But you're sitting here barking at them.
Right.
But don't let them approach you and you not be behind the person. All of a sudden, you cower into the corner.
Right.
Girl.
Right.
If you're going to be about that life, be about that life.
Right. Don't start nothing, won't be nothing. Not with Ivy Rose.
No, no, no. Ivy Rose. So she's sitting there acting a total fool. Okay,
Mhm.
fine. So she gets used to the first dog, so she brings in another dog.
Mhm.
Same thing. I'm like, girl, get your act together. It's a
Right.
dog. It's your species. Say hello.
Right. Right.
Say
Right.
hi.
Yeah.
Nope. I'ma stand behind the girl and bark.
So wait, you said that at some point they told you she needs training.
Oh yes, yes,
Why?
yes.
Why did they tell
Yes,
you
because they
that?
start bringing in other dogs because she
Right.
then gets used to the second dog. So then they bring in more dogs, and Ivy Rose goes into a corner and cowls. I was like,
No. Aw.
girl,
But you thought you was hot shit.
girl.
You thought you was hot shit till you saw these all the bigger dogs in you.
Right,
Then.
right, right, right. So they bring her out, and the woman nicely comes and she says, Ivy Rose is just a great dog, but she's a
Oh.
little overstimulated. I think before we put her in with the other dog, she just needs some training. And I'm sitting here crazy embarrassed.
Right.
It's like when you bring your kid
Right.
and you tell them
Right.
beforehand, I need you to be on your best behavior. Don't
Right.
come in this store
Mm-mm.
embarrassing me.
And
And
they
they
did
run up and down the aisles
just
at the
knocking shit
soonest,
over. Right. Right.
yup, that's Ivy Rose. And I'm like, all right. So I have both her and Dark Side starting training on Tuesday.
Oh,
Because
that's
I'll be
amazing.
damned if I'm training one and not training the other.
Correct. Yep. Yeah. Yeah. I agree.
And Dark Side's sitting there the entire time,
Hmm.
chilling, looking at her like, I
Yeah.
don't know what her problem is.
Right. The
Yeah,
way
that's my
Tyler
sister.
was looking at Koa like,
He ain't say a
mm.
peep. He
Right.
didn't bark. He
Right.
didn't do anything. He was
Right.
just sitting there, just looking at her like,
Mm-mm.
I don't know, do this.
Right.
That's that's
That's
that's not how I roll.
right. Right. That is so funny.
I'm sitting there like
These
this Ivy
damn dogs.
Rose,
These damn dogs, bro.
Ivy
Like, why?
Rose,
For what
and
reason?
she's just like going. And the thing about it is, like, she was overstimulated,
Yeah.
but she was so overstimulated, she started looking like the hyena from The Lion King, and I was like, "Girl, calm, calm down. It's not that deep."
That's so funny.
She straight up looked like I wish I took a picture. She straight up looked like the hyena from The Lion King.
No.
She did. No awe. She
No,
did.
no awe, no awe.
She
So so
did. She looked wild. She looked
like
like
crazy. So
crazy. Just
so
straight cray
I
cray.
was like I came home. She just got into everything. I had gone into a store with Angie last week, and I had gotten like some boxes of incense for the house. She tore up my box of incense. Um,
So yeah.
she just acted all sorts of fools, and I didn't want to. So I knew I was. So here's the thing, right? Like it's like I knew that I was going to be on the road for 3 hours round trip, and then the event itself was from basically I would have been there from 11:30 all the way to like 3:30 ish. So it's
You should have
almost
penned her in.
I didn't want to. I felt bad. Now,
Yeah,
however,
yeah, till you came home to them chocolate chip cookies being eaten and your ottoman being moved. Pen her in. She'll be all right. She's not gonna die. You're not crating her. You're petting her so she still can move,
so I don't
but
have a pen. I
her
have the
movement is
crate. That's
limited.
what it is. I don't have the. So
Oh,
I thought that's what it is.
crate
I have
her.
the crate.
Crate her.
So and now
Crate
I'm like
her.
in hindsight, the most that would have happened was she would have had an accident. I would have taken her ass straight to the back, hosed her down,
Right.
hosed the crate, and then it would have been in one place, and
Yes.
all my
Contain.
stuff wouldn't have been broken. And so now here she goes, right? So the struggle, first world problems. I'm like, well, when I have days like this, maybe I should look into hiring a dog walker. This is what I'm
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
accommodate, and so
I
I'm
actually
gonna look
use
into it.
Rover. I actually use Rover.
Do you?
And if you have Ebates, you can get money back through that. But I
Okay.
use Rover as a dog walker. And so until Ivy Rose can get successfully get through training, I
Yeah.
will be doing that because I
Yeah.
can't put her in doggy daycare because she don't know
Yeah.
how to act.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So I thought about it like on a day like today. So on a day like today, really just like, okay, because I know, especially now, we're coming into home ownership season. So I'm going to
Right.
have more of these types of days. So, like, if I would have had a dog walker, then I would have definitely been okay with her being in the crate, The dog walker could have let themselves in, take her and Tyler out, do their business, give them some exercise, put her little ass, her little big ass back in the crate, and then I wouldn't have felt bad. And so
Yep.
now here we are because she is about to, we gonna look. So I do have Angie's list. So I'm gonna see if there's anyone on Angie's list, because I have like, you pay like $30 a year and they give you 20% off of all of their services and
Oh,
stuff.
cool.
So I'm gonna see if they have anybody on Angie's list. I'll check out Rover as well, and I'm gonna see, start talking to people, seeing if they come to the dogs. I mean, Koa will go with anybody. It's Tyler that that's the one thing. Tyler's a grumpy ass old man. So Tyler will
But you don't need
bite somebody.
you don't need the service for Tyler. You need it for Koa.
For
So
yeah,
if
no, I
Tyler
know.
doesn't feel like, being down, that's all right. He'll be fine.
Nah, but he be ready to be out. Like you see, if he sees the leash, he's like, all right, where we going? Like he be ready to gallivant the
Yeah, but
streets.
like he can't have both ways. You can't be a grumpy old man and then
Right?
talk about where we go.
Exactly.
He's gotta choose. Gotta choose, bruh.
Exactly.
He's gotta
Anyway.
choose.
Hey, Eric, what is cracking? So we kind of went straight into it, and I didn't give you an opportunity to introduce yourself, and I didn't introduce you. It's
Oh,
one of
sure.
those things with the community that it's like, oh, we all know
Yeah,
each
I've
other.
been
We're all
around.
family.
I've been
But
around.
I want to give you an opportunity to, at least I said who you were. At least I got that far. Sometimes I don't even do that. I'm like, yeah, hey, girl, blah, blah, blah. And when I start talking, I'm like, I didn't even introduce her. Oh, my God.
It's fine. It's fine. So I
So
can
let's
introduce
talk about who
myself.
you
I
are
am
and all the hats that you wear. And go.
I wear too many. Oh my God.
Yeah.
So my name is Melissa Gaylord, in case you didn't know. Hi everyone.
Hey, hey, hey.
So my first
Oh, I
love
got to fix
is
this.
as an attorney.
Yep.
I've been a licensed attorney for over a decade. I'm not telling how much over a decade because I'm not aging myself like that right now. And let me see. I also have a business. I'm a travel advisor. And I love travel. I got
Yep.
into it because I actually went on a trip that was supposed to be a group trip, and there was just so many missed opportunities for people to get together, you know, build new friendships, so on and so forth. And
Yeah.
the person who put it together just sucks. And right now they have a warrant out for their
No shade.
arrest.
No shade. Okay.
No,
Well, they
no tea,
suck
no
then.
shade.
All right. They suck.
No shade. They have a warrant out for their arrest. They have so many judgments against them. So yeah, it all worked out.
Hey, girl.
So
Hey, Angie's coming
that
through
was
saying hello.
hey Angie.
Go ahead.
That was my introduction to travel advising. Not saying it's easy, it's not,
Hmm.
because it's really a service agency. And
Yeah.
one of the things that I struggle with are people wanting to do what they want to do. I had somebody tell me the other day, yeah, but final payment on my trip is that I've been paying on for a year is on Sunday, but I can't do it, but I'll do it by June 1st. It's not how this works.
Right.
That's not how it works. But
Right.
you can do that if you want to, but let me know if you still have a trip after that.
Right.
You know,
Right. Right. Right.
um, stuff like shenanigans like that.
Yeah.
And it's just, but you have to run through. You have to be service oriented, and
Yeah.
you have to
Yeah.
be willing to deal with unrealistic expectations.
Yeah.
Um, and people really not knowing what they want. Like
Mm.
I have clients who are on all types of spectrum. Some who are newer travelers, some who are seasoned travelers.
Yeah.
They all get stumped when I ask them, "Well, how much are you willing to spend?"
Right. I don't know.
I want the best deal. I don't work on deals.
Right.
I
What's
work
your
on
budget? Right. Right.
right. Tell me how much you're willing to spend. I will do my best to stay within that budget, but
Right.
I'm here to give you the most bang for your buck.
Right.
So if
Right.
I see a room category
Yeah.
that is nice, but for $100 more, it gets you more room, better
Yeah.
amenities, maybe
Yeah.
even a butler, I'm
Yeah.
gonna push that $100
Right.
because you're gonna get that $100 is gonna work more for you
Right.
than
Right.
less.
Right. Yeah.
So that's why I don't do budget travel because you get what you
Yeah.
pay for.
Yep. Yep. In almost every
So,
category, you get what you pay for, and people don't really,
oh, definitely.
understand that, right? Like, come on, come
Oh,
on.
definitely. So,
So quick question: what's the
yeah,
difference
hit me.
between a travel agent and a travel advisor?
They're both the same thing. The terms are
Okay,
interchangeable
all right, I like
depending
it.
on
I like travel
who
advisor
does it.
better. I like
I do
travel advice.
too
I like that better. It just sounds
because
fancier. I'm like, oh, she's definitely better than a travel agent. So no, I want me
it's
my
not
travel
even fancy. But
advisor.
the thing about it is, being an advisor, I'm advising you. Like with all of these things with COVID, I'm
Yep.
advising you on
Yep.
what are the COVID protocols when you go
Yep.
to the different countries. You
Yep.
know what I mean? I'm giving you information about what's good, what are good places to go, what are
Yep.
great places to see. And a
Yep.
lot of this comes from my own personal knowledge because being a travel advisor, I'm out there boots to the ground.
Right.
You know,
Yep.
right now I'm itching, that crackhead.
Ready to go.
It's
I
because
know. Right.
I haven't been out of the country since January,
Mm,
and, unfortunately, I hurt myself the last time I was out of the country,
right.
and, I tried to go away, in March, and my doctor literally said
No.
via chat, "Remind Miss Gilliard that she has a bruised lung. She may not wanna get on a plane right now and let
That's
her
when you were
lungs
supposed to go to
repair."
Mexico, right? Yeah.
Yup.
I know you were looking forward to that.
And she
I
when
remember.
she started with "Remind Miss Gabrielle," I was like, "Oh,
Damn
she
it.
about to read the crap out of me right
Damn it.
now."
Right, right, right. That's so funny.
But
Yeah.
I sat down
Mhm.
reluctantly. So my
Yeah.
next trip isn't until August, which is Dominican Republic. But then after that,
Ooh,
I'm going to Dominican Republic. Where am I going? I'm going back to Mexico. Then I'm going to Costa Rica, and then
nice.
I am going back to um, what was I saying? I'm going back to Mexico again, but more inner Mexico, not
Okay,
the tourist parts. So
cool.
I'm really looking forward to that. When did Eric say traveling is dangerous? Yes, traveling is dangerous. I fell in the shower. That hurt.
I wasn't trying to tell your business. I wasn't trying to tell your
No,
business.
it's
I said
all
I'm
good.
gonna leave it. I'm gonna leave
Man,
it.
listen. Those showers are amazingly beautiful.
Yeah.
All the pretty tile,
Yeah.
all the sitting down, the rain showers, the gold and brass plated fixtures until
Yeah.
you put your foot in the wrong place.
And it's a wrap.
There, and it's a wrap.
And it's a
Fell
wrap.
real hard on my right side.
Yeah, that sucks. And was it the last day or was it like in the middle? When did you fall? And like
It
in your trip?
was it was the second to last day.
Right. It was towards the end. At least, thank
It
God,
was
right? Because that
towards
would have
the
sucked.
end,
Yeah.
and my elbow still's not right.
Mm.
You know, it's
Yeah.
it's it's, um, I now tell people when I give them travel documents to wear, water shoes or some type of or get some type of mat while in the shower, because I really thought about it.
Yeah.
The way the shower was,
Yeah.
I stepped in, and
Yeah.
it wasn't level. It
Yeah.
was a step down. If
Okay.
I would
Okay.
have
Yep.
landed
Yep.
differently, I would hit my head on that step down, and it would have been a
Yeah.
wrap.
You know where they have weird
So,
showers? My friend told me, and then when I went, I
thank
was like,
you.
"Oh, you're right." Where? Where?
No, Eric said, "Get well soon," and I said,
Oh,
"Thank
yeah,
you."
yeah. In London. So my friend told me, she was like, "Listen, the bathrooms are kind of weird there. It's different. Sometimes it'll just be like a tub. It's not like, um, and so when the Airbnb that I stood at in London, it was a standing shower, but it's no lip at all. It's just floor.
Yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah,
What
yeah.
the hell?
And
Like
then
what?
but not
What?
only that, it doesn't have, like, you know how we like to enclose ourselves in showers, whether it be through a
Yes,
curtain or slide.
yes,
It's only that
yes,
half it's only that half, whatchamacallit. So
yeah.
you have
What
water
is that deal?
everywhere.
No, okay, no. Let's talk about this. Yes, yes, Eric, crazy Europeans. He can say that. But let's talk about that. First of all, what is up with that half-ass glass door? Because that's what that
Beats
is. It's
the
not even a
shit
door.
out of me. It's not.
And
It's
then,
a glass. It's a pane. It's a
correct.
glass pane.
And
And the thing
then
about it is, I shower towards the back, so that means all that
right.
water is going
And you're
everywhere.
cold. No. So I get cold because of the rain odds. I get cold much more easily. And I want to take a steamy shower. Like, unless it's like 100 degrees outside, right? I want to take a steamy shower where my skin is like scalding. Like, I'm like red. My light ass skin is like red because it's so scalding. And because of
Me
it's such,
too.
right? It's such an open space. You
Right.
freeze your ass. It's not enjoyable for me. I was really upset. And I'm a big shower person. So even working from home, I drink my, like, I have my routine, but before I come down here, I shower and get dressed every single day. Like, I won't wake up unless I shower. And so I'm like, and so that's one thing. I froze my ass. That's one. And then two, like you said, there's freaking water everywhere. And there's a squeegee for you to squeegee, right? What?
Oh, you got a squeegee? My black ass didn't get a squeegee, or I missed it. Either way,
What is that
with the end
deal?
result, I was just putting towels down. I was like, "This is some bullshit."
Right.
Like, and I
So the
don't
squeegee
like.
didn't work. First of all, the squeegee didn't work, and then it's not like it didn't work, and then it's like it wasn't like concave enough, so the water was accumulating, and so yes, had to put towels down, and the towels were soaping mopped up wet. It was like, what is
It was a
happening? And then it's like you're
mess.
panicking because it's like, oh my God, it's a little flood. Oh my God. Like, what is the deal with that?
Just like be prepared when you go in the summer, you're gonna have that same experience. And in Paris, they do the clawfoot tubs
Yeah.
with the shower. I can barely climb into my regular tub, and
Shut up, Gigi.
and like when I went to Paris, I literally sat down at the edge and lifted my legs and moved them over into the tub because there was no way I was stepping into that.
Yo, yes, there's
That
no
was a
curtain.
disaster
No,
waiting
there's
to
no
happen.
curtain. It is no
No,
curtain. It is literally no curtain. Like for me, it was the most absurd thing because it is a glass door. And I'm trying to think. So it was when my mom and I went to Paris, it was a little bit better. The bathroom was bigger. It was a bathtub and like a standing shower. But again, with the door, the panel, not the door, the panel. And it's so, I don't know, because I'm so used to like a shower curtain, a liner, or an enclosed shower. So like with the water, and so like you're trying to like, look, I'm gonna like get out of the frame, right? I'm trying to take a shower like this so that all the water don't go. It's the weirdest thing. It just makes
like
for a
I
not
said,
happy
I am
experience.
no, I am the back of the shower girl. I like the water. I don't like. I like to have the room to
Right,
wash without it being me being whatchamacallit at the same time.
right,
I want to wash and have it soap up and be sudsy and
right.
then rinse. I don't like to
Right.
wash and
That's
rinse
how
at the
Angie
same
takes showers. And Brianna, hey girl, hey, she's saying the same thing. I like to be cozy. I take showers in the dark with candlelight. Angie actually likes to take showers in the
time.
dark. Angie likes to take showers in the dark as well. She'll take a shower at night. She turns the first time, like when we first started dating, I was like, what the hell is wrong with you? I was like, I went in, I turned the shower light on. I'm like, why the hell are you taking it? And she's like, turn the light off. I'm relaxing. I got enough light from like the window, whatever. So now I'm used to it. But listen, Eric says that is normal bathtub with shower curtain. No, no, sir. Come to the States. Let's show you what I don't want to say normal. Let's show you what our normal is because I need my enclosed setup. Okay. Anyway,
So my bathroom is zen.
yeah.
So I have
You got to
lights.
move the mic a
I
little
have a
bit. It's move your mic a little bit because it's keeping you out of
oh
focus.
geez.
Yeah, there
Okay,
you go.
better.
Maybe. And I hear your
Mm.
daughter's trying to get the puppers.
Oh, squeaky toy
Okay,
mafia.
there you go. Now you're better. Yeah,
Yeah, but it's dropping because that I got rid of the Elgato.
yeah, yeah, yeah. The one that you loved so
I
much.
will I will apologize profusely.
Who is
Squeaky
that?
toy mafia. That is Ivy Rose.
She's like, Mom, you're on a live stream. Hey, oh, look at little Dark
Hey,
Side. Hi, little
Dark
buddy.
Side. This is
Oh, is
Dark Side.
Angie
Say
still
hello,
on?
everybody.
Hey, look at those eyes. Hey, little buddy. I know you miss me.
Yeah.
I know you're hungry. That's an TikTok. Hey, little buddy. Look how cute he is. He's so
Yes,
cute.
he's amazing.
Oh, my
And then
goodness.
we
That
have Squeaky
chocolate
Toy
fur.
Mafia over here.
Yeah.
You
She's like, Mom,
know,
pay attention to me.
so
Pay attention.
right. So my apologies that everybody has to hear the squeaky toys.
It's all good.
Where are you trying to go, Dark Sides? So yeah, so it's so I have my soaking tub,
Yeah.
and then I have lights over it that you can it's on a dimmer. So it could
Okay.
be,
Yep.
bright or it can be very dim. So
Yep.
you
Yep.
can to have a nice bath, to have your
Right.
ambiance,
Relax. Yeah.
or
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
can have it, bright as the sun because
Yep.
I need to get up and get moving.
Yep.
And I really tell people if if they're able to do that, to have that type of zen in their
Yep.
bathroom, because
Yep.
there are days that you just need to just
Yep.
unwind
Yeah.
and just chill. Like I've never taken a bath in I'm not a bath person,
Yeah.
but there are days where I'll have it dimmed down.
Yep.
I won't
Yeah.
have it totally off because I have no window in my bathroom,
Yeah.
but I'll have it dimmed down because it's
Yeah.
just like I just need to sit under this hot water and let
Yeah.
the day just
Soak
melt
off.
away.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. That's so
So,
funny. Look at Dark
yeah.
Side. He's like, all right, I'm happy now. I'm in mom's
I
lap.
told you he don't care.
He's
He's a
like,
cuddle
this is
bug.
good. This is good. That's so funny.
Yeah.
Gretchen
Yep.
says, raised on a farm, limited water supply, and last one had not hot water, so I am an expert in speed showers,
Oof.
even in my shower in the trailer. The struggle is real.
Yeah, that struggle right there. Let
Struggle
me
is
tell
real.
you, I had a hot water tank in my house, and
Hmm.
there's 3 adults, my daughter, my father, and me.
Yeah.
And then one of my friends came to live with me,
Yeah.
and I'm like, "I'm the one on the mortgage, why are my showers cold?"
Right, right,
I
right.
put a tankless water
True.
heater in this bad boy so quick. I was like, "I am not." I
Yeah.
feel like I'm the one on the mortgage. I'm paying the bills in here. Why
Yeah.
am I having a cold shower? There's
Right.
something fundamentally wrong with that.
Yeah.
Within a month, a tankless water heater came into my house. I was like, "Nope,
Nice.
not doing it.
Nice.
Not
Yeah.
doing it.
Yeah, yeah.
Not
So
doing it."
when Angie and I when we were together, so her house is actually really good. Her house stays hot forever. So then it doesn't
Nice.
matter. But in my house, it's a good amount of time. But because like with Angie, because she has a lot of curls and my hair is short. If my hair was longer, it'd be a wrap. But like if she is doing like a wash day with all her curls, I can't take a shower. First of all, she doesn't let me take a shower before her because there won't be enough water. And so she takes the shower first, and I have to give it at least 20 minutes for it to warm back up. So,
Tankless water
Ken Stout
heaters.
is asking if you like the tankless water heater.
Love it.
What does that do? Educate
Love
me. I
it.
don't know what that is.
So a tankless water heater is on-demand hot water. So with your regular water heater, which has a tank,
Right.
so what it does is it has water in there that's constantly being heated up. Once
Yeah.
you run out of
Yeah.
the water in that tank, that's when you get to the cold showers.
Gotcha. Yep.
With the
Yep.
water heater, you run the water through it and it flips the switch when you want the hot water, and it
Yeah.
heats up the water right then and there. So it's endless hot water. You don't have to worry about you running out of hot water because it's on demand. It's not
Gotcha.
sitting in a tank.
Gotcha.
Um which I love. I'm a long shower person.
Hmm.
I'm a long shower person, just period and point blank. And so if halfway through my shower it goes cold, I'm having a bad day.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm
There's
the same
nothing to
way.
make
Yeah.
that day better. There's nothing
Yeah.
to improve it. I'm having a bad day.
Yeah.
So to be able to be in the shower for as long as I want to
Yeah.
be in there and know that I'm not going to run out of hot water is amazing.
Yeah.
Is it expensive?
Yeah.
It depends. The guy that I had an independent guy. That's what he does. He installs, takes the hot water heaters.
Yeah.
Um, he was cheaper than if I got, a major plumbing place.
Yeah.
Um, see, Ivy Rose acting up.
Yeah.
Um,
Your mic is in focus again. Your mic just wants all the attention today.
oh,
There you go. Your mic wants all the attention. And after this,
I'm
we'll
just,
get into your mic and
oh,
your pop filter.
definitely, definitely.
Okay.
Sorry,
No,
but
all good.
oh, Dark Side, come on, baby. He's all wrapped up in my headphone cord.
He's like, Mom.
But,
Huh.
so it depends on your brand and your model.
Mm-hmm.
The one that I have includes my furnace as well.
Mm.
So even though my furnace still works, I
Yeah.
was like, I'm going to spend the money. So my furnace is old, so I'm waiting for it's at the end of its life,
Yeah.
but it's still working. So I'm not going to get rid of it if it's still working.
Yeah.
But once it conks out, I already have a furnace here.
Gotcha.
So
Gotcha.
so for me, it's like it was cheaper for me to get it on the front end
Yeah.
than to wait for my furnace to conk out
Right,
and
right,
then
right.
having to get it back end
Yeah,
because that
that
would have
makes
been
sense.
a separate installation and all this
Yep.
other stuff.
Yeah.
And the way he has it is whatchamacallit. The way he has it, he's like, yeah, your furnace goes out, it'll take me an hour to hook it up to the new one.
Mm,
And it worked good.
cool. That's
So I
dope.
save money by planning it that way.
Gotcha. Mr. Camera Junkie says it also depends on how many outlets of water the tankless water heater has to account for. I
Right.
guess the pricing. I need to look into
Yeah.
this. So
And
supposedly when
it,
I did my inspection, I have newer piping, plumbing, and the one thing I remember he said is that it is regulated so that if someone flushes the toilet or something, like the temperature is going to stay the same regardless of what's happening
right.
throughout.
Oh, you're not getting that's scald that either
No,
extra
you're not
cold or
getting the
scalding hot water.
scalding or anything like that. And that has happened. You know Angie's ass, and y'all love Angie so much. Guys, hold on. Today makes my 1 year anniversary of the closing. It makes a year. I closed a
Ding ding
year
ding ding
ago.
ding. Can I get a yurt?
You said ding, 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 ding. You can just do the sound effects. I'll just record you ding, 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 ding. Yeah, today makes a full 365 days. So last year it was on a
Congratulations.
Friday, and oh my God, the story. We'll get into that because I don't know if I ever told you guys. I needed Angie here for that story. I don't know if I ever told you guys that story. We'll get into that next. That story about my closing day. But I told Angie that. And so probably the first weekend or the first week here, because she came to support me and help me like move in. You know, I had told her everything that the inspector said. Do you know that her ass tested it and while I was in the shower, she flushed the toilet?
I would have.
That's so mean.
I would have. Let's figure this out.
Then she looked at me. I was like, babe, that's just wrong. That's just wrong. Like, she was like, I was testing it to see if they was right.
Right. Some of these
Y'all are messed
inspectors
up.
be all don't know what they're talking about. I would have tested it.
That's so funny. Thank you, Lewis. Thank you, Ken. I appreciate you guys. Ken says, we just moved to Indianapolis into our new house, San Diego to Vegas to Charleston, Illinois to Indy. That's a good amount of moves.
Wow.
Yeah, that's a good amount of moves.
Congratulations. But the other thing with the tankless water heater, also
Yeah.
look into your electric company will give you a rebate or your utility company. I got
Sorry.
like a $750 rebate.
Mm.
So $750. You have to make
That,
sure that you
yeah.
follow like how to install it and all this other stuff. They tell you all this other stuff, and
Yeah.
whoever installs it has to be qualified. Like you
Right.
can't get just the plumber to
Right.
come out. He has to be qualified in installing these machines.
Yeah.
But yeah, I got a nice rebate on that.
Okay. Cool stuff.
And
Good stuff.
and see the other thing, and I'm gonna plug it real quick.
Okay. Let's do the
So
plug.
with
Let's do it. Should I
yeah,
put you full
with
screen? Should I put you full screen for this?
you can.
All right. Go
You
ahead.
can.
All
This
right. Go
is a
ahead.
full screen type of
Go
thing.
ahead. Go ahead.
So the other thing is so I have a YouTube channel myself called Travel Esquired. And what I do with this YouTube channel is I provide um travel agents and advisors with ways to run their travel business.
Mm-hmm.
And with a legal slant to it. And my last guest, he's an attorney as well. His name is Soluto Uba. He's
Mm-hmm.
he's owner of the Uba Law Group out of Texas,
Mm-hmm.
and he's what he called a tax strategist. He's not an accountant. And excuse the music in the background. It's Saturday. I live in the hood.
No, you're good. I don't think we can really hear it. I think I'm all right.
I hear it clearly.
Okay.
So
So that happens to me all the time. That's like when we started to come on, I was like, was that your house or my house? Because I hear everything so clear. But anyway, no, you're good.
it's most likely my house right now. I'll deal with it once we're done.
It's all right. No. You're all good on our end.
But what it is that he's a tax strategist.
Yep.
And what he does is he helps you look at what
Oh, you muted yourself. Nope. You muted yourself.
okay.
There
So
you go.
what he
You're
does
back.
is he looks at different ways that you can save on your taxes through your business. And
Mm-hmm.
he especially looks at if you have home offices like we do.
Yep.
You know,
Yep.
I operate out of my home office, India, you operate out of
Yep.
yours.
Yep.
And so, one of the things that he mentioned during that stream, which I even though it's geared towards travel advisors,
Yep. Yeah.
I say if you're a content creator, you know, you do anything out of your house, you have a business out of your house, please go take a look at that stream. He
Yeah.
was spitting fire
Oh, that's dope. Okay.
and things that I didn't know that you can do. He was like, nope, you can do that. Nope, you can do that. Word? All right. But one
Yeah.
of the things that was very poignant for me, he said, if you're doing repairs to your house and you have a home office,
Yeah.
you can deduct that.
Mm.
You know what I
Nice.
mean? The deduction is not going to be full. It's going to be
Right.
based upon how big your
The
home
size.
office
Yep.
is.
Yep.
Right. So if your home office is if you have 2,000 square foot house and your home office is 500 square feet, that means a quarter of that repair you can deduct on your taxes.
That's dope.
You know what I mean? So as you're doing these upgrades or replacing, like I needed to get rid of my water heater. So
Yeah.
that's called a repair. My
Yeah.
water heater, not only did I get a credit from
You
my
got.
utility company,
Yeah.
I was also able to whatchamacallit, to claim it on my taxes.
Yeah. That's dope. Go ahead, girl. All right.
So you got to look at, your
Yeah.
home is your biggest investment. And if
Definitely.
you're running out of your home, your
Yep.
business out of your home, how can that investment work for you?
Definitely. Yeah.
Telling you.
Yeah.
Check out that stream. He was given all the gems, and even to this day, I'm going back looking at that stream with my little iPad and pencil and notability app that I don't know how to use, writing down all types of stuff. Yes, and I'm looking at your notability thing too, and I'm just
Where was I? I was somewhere when you text me. I'm like, I can't even, I don't know. And I'm like, did you try this? Did you try that? She texts me a screenshot. She was like, I'm trying Notability and I'm failing miserably. I died laughing. It was the funniest thing.
it
Um,
was bad. It was so bad. It was so bad.
so when did you do that stream?
It was
Um,
my last stream. I did it 2 Wednesdays ago.
okay.
So if you go on yeah, the link, yeah. Let me see if I
Yeah,
can.
or if Paul can go in. I know Paul, Paul is quick with it. Paul can just find it's under Travel Esquired. Yeah?
Yep. Yep.
It's under Travel Esquired. So Paul, if you can just go to Travel
Thank
Esquired,
you,
post
Paul.
her the link to that video and then the link to her channel, please, my good sir. I
Thank you,
appreciate you.
Paul. The Paul Duncan in the house.
That's it, Mr. Moderator. So
Yes.
let me tell you guys. So when I bought the house last year, I was living with my brother in Pittsburgh. And then the last couple of weeks, I ended up staying at Angie's house. So the last couple of weeks leading up to it, I was ended up staying at Angie's house in Connecticut. So the day of closing, I was with her and I rented one of like the U-Haul, the vans, right? The 1999 vans, because I didn't really have a lot of stuff in storage and I was just going to get the basic stuff. So I was going to get like my bed to sleep on, my sofa. I think we brought one of my dressers for my clothes and then I had some clothes, right? So like simple, like basic stuff. And so Angie drove my car and I drove the van thing and we were running late. So Angie was waiting on her cousins to cuz with the kids to watch the babies to be the babysitter, and so her cousins ended up being late and it was 3.5 hours away. And so my closing was for I think 12 o'clock on Friday. And so I'm like flying down the highway. We finally get to New Jersey, right over the bridge. It's like the first rest stop on the New Jersey Turnpike, by Secaucus, like all the way up in New Jersey. And so I text her and I'm like, all right, it's better at this point if we leave the van in the rest stop and I drive the one car because we're going to be out. Like, and I was trying to because Angie's behind me and she's like, yeah, no problem. I'm like, I can't even tell you, unlawfully speeding. Because then so I used one of my realtor, I had actually been following her on Instagram. Social media works, guys. This was before I became a content creator. I had found my realtor years ago, and I saved her. I loved the content that she put out. I loved like some of the things that she was doing. And buying in Philly was always a dream of mine. And I saved her as like a favorite. And I reached out to her and I was like, listen, you're going to think I'm crazy. I've been following you on social media. I'm ready to buy my house, blah, blah, blah. So she ended up being my realtor and then the title company through the bank. So I'm texting the title company and they know me and they're like, listen, if we don't close today, you're not going to be able to close till Monday. And that would have like changed everything, all the terms. And because it was April 30th, it was going to change all,
Yes.
right? Because because you do real estate law. So with the payment, with the right, oh my, and I'm like, and I'm
How much you got to bring
stressed.
to the closing table? Yeah.
We're not going to revive that, but I was stressed, right? And so me and Angie are not talking because I'm trying not to take my frustration out on her because it's not her fault that her cousin was late. So she knows, and Angie knows to give me my space. So she's just very quiet in the passenger seat. She won't even look at me. She's just looking ahead. Like Angie's thought process is when she's ready, she'll talk to me. So I'm just going to leave it alone. I'm gonna let, she see things like you can see the steam from my ears. I'm booking, I'm going. So then, Tammy, my realtor, Tammy was like, listen, we can close in my office. Like everybody, and because it was family, right? Like my whole community was like, we gonna make this work. Just get here. The seller came and sold the documents. And my girl from the title company, she was like, even if I have to stay, I got you. We're closing you today.
Nice.
So
Nice.
I need you to be safe. So I was flying. We ended up having to close at the title. We were supposed to close at the real estate office. They moved it. We closed because the problem is, which again, the other issue is that because I don't live in the area, I didn't do the walkthrough the day before. I had to do the walkthrough.
You didn't do your walkthrough?
Well, I did my initial walkthrough, but the walkthrough right before closing to make sure. So because the house was staged, this house was not lived in, it was staged. But they had to come and remove everything because it was like
But
fully
not only that,
staged.
you need to do your punch list before you go to the closing table because it's new construction.
So they did that. They had all of that stuff, but it was just to make sure that the house was good, right? So Tammy, my realtor, is waiting for me. She knew, and I'm like, and I get this agita. I get this like when people are waiting, I don't like being late. And when people are waiting for me, and so Angie and I, we balance each other out because Angie's late to everything. I love you too, honey. But she's late to everything. So you can imagine our dynamic, how that works out.
Just don't be late getting on that plane to Paris.
Right. No, we won't. No. She's good with stuff like that. She's good. No. She's good with stuff like that, I will say. So my realtor was waiting for me. My realtor's like, take your time. Again, they all knew what the situation was. So then my realtor, she did most of the walkthrough for me to make sure. So I did it, but she made sure she turned the faucets on. She looked for any damages and stuff. And like I said, it was easier because no one was living in the house, but we needed to make sure the movers didn't scratch up the floors and didn't do all crazy things, So then I came through, I'm like trying to rush and she was like, slow down, you'll be fine. And she even slowed me down. She had a gift for me. She slowed me down. She was like, and we're going to take a picture here. She had the keys already. So she gave me the keys before we even did the closing. Good. She was like, here's your keys. Let me take a picture of you. So we took a picture of my kitchen. We took a picture in the front of the house. And then we drove and met each other at the title company. And, we did the closing. Did I tell you? I don't know if I told you because we weren't that close yet. Do you know that the bank messed up on the loan estimate? Did I ever tell you that?
On the GFE?
Right. But listen, they messed up that they
By
under
how much?
by the legal threshold. Right. I need you to tell the community because I tried telling Angie this, and people who are not in the industry don't know. So whatever that percentage was by the legal threshold, the bank paid $5,600 of the closing costs.
They had to.
Girl.
So what the GFE is called a good faith estimate. Mm-hmm. Whenever you apply for the loan, one of the things that they give you at the onset is a form that tells you how much the loan is going to cost
Hmm.
and what they estimate you need to bring to the table. The federal government regulates that. They have
Right.
to give you this form, and you
Right.
have to sign that you received this form.
Right.
And there is a tolerance of where, because it is, in the word, it says estimate, right?
Right.
But they're not allowing the banks to be like all the way off
Correct.
with it. Like, you can't sit
Correct.
there and say, we're going to underestimate you by like 10-15%, because
Right.
that puts somebody in a really bad
Right.
position, because they're unable to, they're not bringing the amount of money to the closing
Yeah.
that their expectation. It's all about
Yeah.
transparency in the process
Yeah.
and managing expectations,
Yeah.
right? So I think the tolerance is either 1 to 3%
Yeah.
where the bank can be wrong.
Yeah.
After that, they did exactly what they're supposed to do.
Yeah.
They're
They
on
had
the
to.
hook.
Yep.
They
So
can't make
listen.
you bring more money to the table if they screwed up on a good faith estimate.
So check this out. So I had been down to the wire of so it was a 45-day close, everything, because again, new construction, for the most part, new
Right.
construction. The house wasn't lived in, the seller was an investor. So he's just like, yeah, like if I could have closed sooner, we would have been able to close sooner. It was like, and my bank, he was like, you want to close in 30 days? And I was like, bruh, chill. Like I need money because you remember I was having issues with the other bank with my commissions and stuff like that too. So I was like, I can't. I need the 45 days. I said, actually, idealistically, I need more, but I'm not going to lose this house. So I'm going to make this work in 45 days. It was
Right.
so stressful because of the stuff that was happening previously, right, at the other bank where I was losing money with my commissions. And so down to the wire. And they send me, so they send the closing disclosure the 3 days before, but it wasn't the final. It was a closing disclosure to get my signature so that we can close. They sent
Right.
me the final and the revised closing disclosure. So for those of you guys that are not homeowners or maybe haven't done it in such a long time, the closing disclosure is basically the good faith estimate, the finalized number. That where it shows you the breakdown of what the cost of that home is, your purchase price, your down payment, your interest rate, your amortization schedule, like everything, right? The fees you pay, your escrows, your taxes, your attorney fees, your everything is but the final numbers. So what's going to happen is if you put down a deposit, your deposit minus your down payment. So whatever the difference is, you're going to bring that to the table plus then your closing costs. So then it says cash to close. That is what is on your closing disclosure. The cash to close, which is usually you either wire it from your bank or you get a cashier's check and you bring that to the title company. The title company accepts it and then they cut their own checks to like the attorney, to the seller, the bank, all that good stuff. They sent me, so Angie and I'm in her house. And again, the girl from the title agency, she stood at work until 9 o'clock for my loan because she knew it was me. So she's like, India, all right, we were working together. She was waiting for them to get her the stuff. She sends me so it was wet sign. So it was like, I guess now the last year or so where they send you the buyer, most of the documents for you to sign before the closing. So it was like pretty much the full closing package so that I can sign most of it prior and then the rest of it right after the fact. So you know me, because I'm a banker. I go straight to the page. I'm skipping PDF next, because I'm going to where that down to the bottom. It said cash to close 0. I was like, babe, like I had to bring no money, not the rest of my down payment, nothing,
That's
because
amazing.
I also negotiated, and my seller, knock on wood, thank God, thank you for him. He gave me a seller's credit. So
Nice.
between the seller's credit and because the bank messed up and they went over on the tolerance, they covered. So the way it works for those of you guys that are not in the industry is that the bank, because they messed up, now their fee, so let's talk about it in line. The bank, it comes off the top from the bank first. So check this out. And so for me, it's like, God blesses people with good intention, because the seller, he was going to give me $8,000. He actually only needed to give me $5,000. So he pocketed an
Nice.
additional $3,000 for him because of how much the bank covered. So then I'm like, this is
Wow.
zero. And I was trying to explain it to Angie. So then I'm looking. So now I'm looking at both. I pull up my loan estimate. I pull up the closing disclosure to see where this error is. I told her, and I'm like, and she doesn't understand because she's not in real estate. I'm like, they messed up. And I'm like, and she's like, okay, that's good, right? And I'm like, no, you don't understand. Banks don't mess up. Banks don't mess up. I'm like, no, and I was mind blown because banks, and then for a $5,600 error, ain't no banks paying. Do you know? I was like, ooh, they gonna get in trouble. Ooh, I'm not mad at it.
A
So
lot of
what?
times the attorneys need to catch them at the table and say, that don't match.
So they
And
caught
then
it.
they'll come.
So listen to
Yeah.
this. So what it is that in New Jersey, and I didn't even know this. Now you wouldn't be surprised because New York is the same way.
Hmm.
Similar. And so in New Jersey, the buyer does not pay transfer taxes. New Jersey is a seller transfer tax state.
Oh, wow.
So the buyer pays zero transfer tax.
Okay.
In New York, do both party pays in New York? Both parties
Yes.
pay.
Well, in New York, you pay the seller does pay the transfer taxes in New York as well.
But the buyer
But the
also
buyer
pays.
the buyer pays mortgage tax.
Okay, so that's what it is. It's mortgage tax. So we don't in New Jersey. There's neither of those. There's no mortgage tax. My very
Okay.
first New York transaction, I was like, "What the hell are all these fees?"
Welcome to New York.
And then the banks require their own attorney. Where I was like, "Oh, okay, that's guaranteed money."
That you
But
pay
anyway,
for.
right?
That you pay
Yeah.
for.
But then that's a stream we'll do on another day. So in Pennsylvania, it is the buyer and the seller split the transfer tax 50-50.
Oh, wow.
So there's
Okay.
no mortgage tax, but they split the transfer tax 50-50. When they did my loan estimate, they put that the seller was paying the transfer tax in its entirety.
Oh,
So that difference, where I was supposed to pay half of it, is what caused the tolerance of the threshold, and I didn't have to pay for it. And so I basically put my down payment. I did pay my full down payment, which was 9,000. Was it 9,000? I think it was about 9 grand, whatever the down payment was. I paid my full down payment, but I paid zero closing costs.
wow.
Zero. I'm lying. The closing costs that I did pay, but those are prepaids, right? So the prepaids I paid were the inspector. I
Oh,
paid
yeah. Those,
the
yeah.
prepaids, right? But those are not real closing, right? For people like me
I
and
don't
you,
I
but that's
don't
still
count
money that you
those.
got to pay out of pocket.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But I don't really count those as
Me
part of the
neither.
closing costs.
But we're in the industry, so it's different. So people who are
Yeah.
not in the industry, that's like, right, you gotta like, so we paid, I paid my inspector. I did have to pay for my appraisal fee, and I
Right.
paid the full year of homeowners insurance. So those were the
Right.
only closing costs that I paid, but that stuff was all paid up front as a prepaid throughout the process. So it was
Mhm.
like, oh man, and I still like, only people who are in the industry understand like how.
You dodged a bullet because my closing costs. So I'm in the process of purchasing a new house
Mhm,
myself.
mhm.
My closing costs are 30 grand.
Girl.
Yes. If I was able to get out of 30 grand, you know how happy I'd be.
So it was, I think everything was supposed to be between down payment and closing costs. It was supposed to be like 22 grand.
Okay.
22 to like 25. And because I wasn't familiar with Pennsylvania, I was expecting my closing costs to be, because I know New Jersey, so I can tell you closing
Right.
costs, all of that stuff, right? I was expecting between the two, my closing costs to be between like anywhere from like 16 to like 18 grand. My realtor was like, "Well, you're looking at like 22 to 25." I said, "What? Why?" And then that's
Right.
when I learned about the transfer tax. And she was like, well, in Pennsylvania, this is where we're at. And then she gave me the breakdown. I was like, and that was stressful because I didn't budget for that. I
Right.
had no idea. So that's why I was like, I can make it work, but I need time to make it work.
What
I
you
need these
need.
loans to close. I
Yeah.
need my commission. You know what I mean? Like, it was
Yeah.
stressful.
And to not have to pay that at the end.
Girl.
That's
And I had the
amazing.
money, but then that was like, then, Angie and I didn't have like So you know, and the people who have been friends with me for over a year know that I had moved out from living with my ex. And so I didn't have things like plates, cups, spoons because I didn't keep that from my other apartment. So I gave that stuff away, got rid of it, went to go live with my ex. That didn't work out. It was abrupt. And I was like, I'm not renting no more. I'm going to do this. And in 4 months, like I said, you know, and the people who have been friends with me know
Right.
that this happened on New Year's Eve. And it took me 4 months from New Year's Eve to closing on April 30th. But then what that meant was I didn't have towels, I didn't have food. I didn't have like, right. And those things, and we can talk about that because those things are so expensive.
And they add up
Oh
quickly.
my God. Like, right. So the extra money that I had, I wasn't swimming in money. That was like, for me, it was, I said a prayer to God because Angie and I, we went to Walmart, we went to Target, we went to IKEA, and I was able to buy bedding because I didn't have bedding. I didn't have, right.
Mm.
So like Angie had done a grocery order for me, bless her soul. I love her so much. So Angie actually, that was one of her housewarming gifts to me. She did a Walmart order for me and we went and we picked up all the groceries and stuff. But then all the extra money, it was like, oh, I can go get shower curtain liners. I can go get like cups and toothbrush holders and all of that stuff that like, and then it was like, and cleaning products, right? Like, so like paper towels, toilet paper, garbage
Oh,
bags.
don't try and get a vacuum cleaner and all this other stuff.
Girl. So it was a blessing for me that I truly, God knew that I needed it. God knew that I needed
Mm.
it. And it was like, okay, now I can go do these things and be okay, right? And have everything I need from day one and stuff like that. So
That's
anyway,
amazing.
yes,
Congratulations.
thank you. Scar Glass, Steve, what is, you know what's so funny? I was thinking about Steve. Steve is moving to Japan. I don't know if you guys knew that.
Really?
In
My cousin
June,
just
next
my
month.
cousin just moved to Costa Rica. She's been there for 2 weeks now.
Yep.
My sister moved to London during Christmas.
Yeah.
So, like, to know all of these people who are moving outside of the United States, like, that's the bomb.com,
Yep.
you know?
Yep. So Steve just got an offer. He contracts with the government and they gave him an offer to go work for the government, but in a station in Japan. And he's very
That's
excited.
amazing.
Yeah, his wife is from Japan, so they're going back to her homeland and stuff
Oh,
like that.
wow.
Really cool. So when we had lunch or dinner last month, when he came down, he was telling me the story. It's really exciting. But now for him, right, as he's moving in June, whirlwind because now he's not taking anything because it's like, what do you take
You
from
can't.
the
What do you
States, right?
take?
Right.
So
So
you're
he has to
selling
sell.
everything, you're giving things away, you're throwing stuff away, and then you recognize how much crap
You have.
you've accumulated
Yeah.
over time. Like,
Yeah.
I'm dealing with that now. I'm literally moving 15 minutes away, but I'm
Yeah.
not taking anything from this house. Like,
Yeah.
'cause my daughter's gonna stay here, my dad's gonna stay here.
Right.
So I'm
Right.
like, I don't wanna decimate this house. I'll start
Yeah.
from scratch.
Yeah.
And I'm just going through and I'm like, I have so much crap.
Like, how? When did
For
this
what?
happen? Why? Right?
How can
I
we use
know.
half this stuff?
Yeah. I know. Trust
So
me. I know.
me and Facebook Marketplace are becoming really good friends.
Yeah, I've sold. So, okay. So, some of the stuff. So, I did have furniture that sat in the storage for a year, a little bit over a year. I had like a older kitchen island butcher block thing that I had there. I had some like a bench where you can like a shoe storage bench, and my brother ended up helping me finish moving the stuff from storage. We went straight to the Habitat Restore in Camden and I
Yes.
donated all of it. Like I was able to pull the truck up and I was like, listen, I have furniture. And they didn't think, they thought it was going to be crappy. The guys came out and he was like, you're giving this stuff away. And I was like, yep, I don't have space for it. And I'm not going to, and I didn't want to be bothered to have
Right.
it in the house, and so for me, because I didn't need it, and I know that another family can come in, they'll get it at, a fraction of the cost. It's like, all right. So I donated it, but there's some, like I have a chair now that I've been trying to sell it. And I'm at this point, I'm ready to call the restore and tell them to come pick it up and just give it away. But you can sell some good stuff on the marketplace. I've sold car parts on marketplace
Oh
for mad
yeah. I've
quick.
sold what did I sell? I sold when my mom moved out, sold her house,
Yep,
we
yep.
renovated it first. and we had extra stuff. I don't know how that happened, but we did. I sold
Yeah.
it right on Marketplace,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
and like I have old Pamper Chef stuff, really good condition. I'm not
Yeah.
taking that with me. Selling it right. But there's people who love Pamper Chef.
Yeah.
So sold it right on Marketplace and they came and they got it and
They, yeah.
whatever.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I'm a lover of Facebook Marketplace. That the projection screen, I got it. The guy had it brand new in the box. That's normally like $100. I paid him like $30 for it. Went picked it up right in Philly, brand new. Was like, I love
Nice.
getting stuff from like Facebook Marketplace. You
Oh
can get some
yeah.
really good deals.
My dining room chairs,
Mm-hmm.
because my old dining room chairs, my set broke.
Yeah.
But the table's still in great condition. I'm like, I'm not throwing away the table. I love the table.
Yeah.
And so I wound up getting the chairs. I have 6 chairs and I spent $200 for all 6
Nice.
from Facebook
Nice.
Marketplace.
Yeah. You can get some
And
good
they're
deals.
beautiful quality chairs.
Yeah.
Those are coming with me to the new house.
Right, right,
But
right.
they're beautiful and it's
Yeah.
just like, yeah, like you scour around, whatever.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
Good stuff. So we've been streaming. I said we were going to do pod decks, but we've been streaming for like an hour and 15 minutes. I think we
Oh,
went through a good amount of stuff. We went from puppy tails to
showing the
travel
puppies.
advisors to talking about real estate and the banks and my first time home buyer fiasco and all of that stuff. Steve's doing the same. If I can't sell it in my moving sale or on Marketplace, he's
Not
going to
mad
give
at them.
stuff away. Yeah. Tech for you needs a bargain is where is that 100%. You know what I like about that? And even for me as well. So whether it's a buyer or a seller. So for me as a buyer on Facebook Marketplace, I look and see how long the stuff's been on sale for. And it's like,
Right.
listen, I'll come today and come pick it up. Like you've had it on sale for like 3 months. You haven't sold it. Like, cut me a deal. But then the same thing for me. I'm like, listen, I still have some car parts from my car before the BMW up. I'm like, throw me an offer. And I'm not going to let you lowball me completely, but I'm like, throw me some sort of offer. Give me some sort of offer, right? Let me make a couple of bucks.
Let me
Cause
tell you about this one dude. So
mm,
I have a Cricket and the place sent me a second Cricket by
what's a cricket?
accident. Okay.
I'm
So
like,
a Cricket.
not an actual cricket. Like,
Oh, no, no, no. A Cricut is sort of it's a crafting tool that you can, whatchamacallit? It's a crafting tool that you can put, like, vinyl, you can cut
mm-mm-mm.
vinyl, you can cut all types of
Oh,
stuff.
okay. I know that. Yes, yes,
So
yes.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yeah,
Is that how
yeah.
you
And so
pronounce it?
crick that's how
I
I
don't
pronounce
know.
it.
I don't know. Okay. It's all
That's
good.
how I
That's all
pronounce
right. I know what
that's
you're
how
doing.
Gigi's pronouncing it. It's spelled cricket.
Lois with the
It
eyes.
it's we're gonna say cricket,
Cricket.
okay?
All right.
Now if they pronounce it separately, that's on
Right.
them, but Gigi
Yeah.
says cricket.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's all right. It's all good. We gonna
So
keep it cricket. That's
but
it.
they
Go
sent
ahead.
me 2 by accident,
Uh-huh.
and they were like, "Well, we don't want the other one back," because I guess it messed up their whole inventory system or
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah, yeah.
Now the
And
Cricut
how
is
much
like
are those
the one I
things?
got, they range from like 200 on up, and I got the super duper Cricut because I was trying to do stuff with my travel business that I shouldn't have been doing, but,
So
you
like
try everything
a cricket like this.
once.
Hold on.
Yeah.
A cricket.
I love Paul.
Wait.
I
Paul
love
says
Paul.
just like the cricket. Exactly. All right. So just
Yeah.
like the cricket. Okay, good. Paul and I were on the same page.
I can't. That's why I love y'all. So the one that I had cost 350.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I was putting it up on Facebook Marketplace for 300.
Yep.
This dude kept saying, "I'll give it to you for $100." No.
Right.
And he was
Like
like
what?
really adamant.
Yeah, yeah,
And I
yeah.
was like, "No, you're not gonna lowball me."
Right.
Like that's just so disrespectful.
Yeah.
Because if anybody goes out and gets a brand new Cricut
Right.
from out in the streets,
Yep.
it's $350. Here you're
Exactly.
saving $50.
Exactly. Yep.
Like, nah, dude.
Chill.
And he was just
Yeah.
like, he was real adamant. I had to eventually block him. But I
Yeah.
wound up selling it to my friend, and I sold it to her for like 250.
Nice.
And so
Yeah.
which
Yeah.
is
So
fine.
someone hit me up. So I have a cold air intake. It's an engine part for the car.
Got it.
It normally goes for like $400 for my car. I have it listed for 250 because it's used, right? So, I used it in my car for a good amount of mileage. I have it used for like 250. Some dude hits me up and he's like, "I'll give you 100 for it." Bro, what? And so then I look at it, and because I want it sold and I want to make a couple of bucks, I look to see. So I first looked to see where he was from. He's from New York. So I'm like, all right, we can either meet halfway or he can drive out to here. It's not like I got to put this, it'll fit in a box, but this can be a quick sale. So I was like, I'll sell it to you for 175. He was like, "No thanks, I'll pass." And I just wanted to like just be right. Like I just wanted to be like, good luck finding one of those for $100. You're not finding even used a cold air intake for that type of car. You're not finding for $100. So, what? I was like, people see, I tell you to make me an offer, but don't be ridiculous with the offers neither.
Right.
Like what?
Right. And
I'm
don't
not a
waste my time.
crackhead. Like what? Like I'm not a crackhead. Like what?
Right. I'm not a crackhead.
Right. Like I don't need it. Like Troy Bernier says, "Congrats on day 55. Thanks, Troy. I don't know if you're still here, but thanks very much. I appreciate you."
Yeah, Kevin. Exactly. Like they're saving $50 plus the
Plus
tax.
tax. That's a good amount of
Yeah,
money,
shipping.
especially if it's new.
Right.
Right?
Brand new in the box.
Like, come on. Okay, so
Like I didn't even
before
think
we wrap
I said
up,
package up. Oh, okay. What's up?
let's talk about the mic because the mic has been in the shot the whole time. We got to talk about the
Yes.
mic.
Okay, so first of all, let me say that this mic is a gift from Ecamm and Doc Rock and Katie.
What? So nice.
Yes, and it was definitely
Let's
a
see it. Now you got to bring
surprise.
it in the shot. Now you got to bring it in the shot.
Okay, so now I could be out of focus.
There you go. Now you can be out of
So
focus. Look at that green.
yeah,
Ooh, wee.
so I did a whatchamacallit for them. They have different spotlights or whatever.
Yeah,
My
yeah.
my arm is about to fail on me,
That's
but
okay.
but yeah, I did a spotlight for them,
Yep.
and then Doc just hit me up and said, "Pick a color." Pick a color of what?
Right.
And then he
Hello.
sends me the picture, and I'm like, "Are you serious?"
Yeah.
Like, yeah, really? Like, it took me a minute to because
Right.
these things are
Yeah.
not cheap. Like, I looked it
No.
up, and it's like $400,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
I was
yeah.
like, "Y'all don't have to do this." Like, it was
Right.
my pleasure. Like,
Yep.
he was like, "Nah, nah, 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 get it, get it, get it."
Yeah,
Yep,
yeah, yeah.
and so I did, and I'm loving the mic. I guess first of all, I also was rocking the Yeti beforehand, so I guess
Right.
this was his excuse for me to get rid of the Yeti. If
To fix
anybody
your
knows Doc
audio.
Rock,
Fix your
right?
audio. Fix your
If
audio.
anybody knows Doc Rock, he has this hate relationship with the Blue
Right.
Yetis.
Not love, hate. A hate. And then
Hate,
some more hate.
hate, right. We gonna hate on this Blue
Yeah.
Yeti.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, and then he got me the from where Paul put the
Paul.
cover.
Yep. The
He
reporter
got me
store.
the gold because my Travel Esquire colors. If the link was up there, you'll see
Yep.
are green and gold.
Yep.
So
Yep.
one of the things is green, gold, and white actually.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
one of the things that I keep with I'm all about branding,
Yep. Yeah.
and
That's
I
dope.
try to keep with the brand. So
Very dope.
like my
Very dope.
my ZV1 is white.
I know. I wanted the ZVE10 in white and I missed out on my opportunity. Nobody
My
has it. I'm
ZV10
like,
is white. You're gonna be so mad. My ZV10 is white. That's what I'm
whatever.
using now, and that's white.
Whatever. At least I got
So
this
I'm
in
all
white. I got my sexy
yeah.
mic in white. At least I got
Yes,
this
you
in
do have
white.
a nice
Whatever.
mic. I just need a mic arm that freaking works. That's what I pray for, a mic arm that works.
That's so funny. All right. Well, any
Yeah,
parting
Paul's
words?
right. Blue Yetis and green screens ain't on
Ain't
Doc's
on
list.
Doc's
But
list. I
thinking that
know.
you was rocking that green screen though. Like,
I sure
don't
was,
let
and he
him
gave
say
me props for he gave me props
yeah,
for the
he did
green
give you
screen.
props.
I was one of the few people that got props for the green screen. But it was a pain in the
Right,
butt to maintain. And I like all of this. I like even with what he was saying though. Obviously my situation at the time I couldn't do it. And I'd
right,
give the same exact advice. I would absolutely give the same exact advice that if, putting your personal touches and things like that on it, it's a way for you to voice who you are without an
right,
actual voice, right? With an inaudible per se. So, and then even like now that I've done more research and stuff, for me, like we've talked about it for Angie setup, like if we were to set up a small section in her basement, I would build out, like, go get a sheetrock, one wall of sheetrock,
Okay.
and just
Okay.
build out a wall and find a way to keep that standing up, but build out the wall so that it's her background, and do like some flooring on the wall, like do some, just so you do
Okay.
it for what's in the shot, right? When you think about it that way, spend a couple of extra bucks. And some people can't do that depending on the space. She has the basement, so I think that that's like a good setup for her, where you just put
Right.
it directly behind you. But the green screen, if you're working with what you're working with, you got to have the right
Right.
lighting, because if not,
Right.
it's a
That's important.
disaster.
That's important. That's
All
important.
right.
So yeah, so that was a gift from Ecamm, and I'm
That's
just so
dope.
appreciative
Yeah.
of it because I wasn't expecting it, didn't ask for it. They
Yeah.
very generous, and that's one of the things I love about Ecamm, and why I'll
Yeah.
continue to support Ecamm.
Yeah.
Like, first of all, the software is just dope. It
Yeah.
works.
Oh,
Like, just,
100%. Yep.
with the job that I have, it's so funny because I'm a general counsel for an IT company,
Yep.
and they asked me to do a presentation on some legal concepts that they wanted me to talk about, and
Yep.
I use Ecamm.
Look at who comes
You know
late
what
to
I
the
mean?
party. Look who comes
Oh,
late to
I
the
love
party,
you
because
too.
Doc loves you, Gigi.
Oh, but
Oh, I'm dead.
but like yeah, I can't. My hands don't work. But my hands
That's all
don't
right.
work.
That's all
You
right.
get what you did. You know
That's
what
all
I was
right.
doing.
That's all right.
But yeah, so I actually went up. I had my presentation, I had my slide presentation. It was
Yeah.
funny because right before I was doing that presentation, Doc did a whole tutorial on how to put your slides up on Ecamm.
Yeah.
So I'm
Yeah.
sitting there watching the presentation. I'm getting my
Yeah.
slides together, get
Yeah.
my slides up. I have my little, my face up on the screen while I'm talking,
Yeah.
and I'm doing all of that and talking and answering questions and going in and out, and from the different scenes. And the CEO was sitting there like this, jaw dropped, like mind
Yeah.
blown.
Yeah.
And the first question they asked me is like, "How'd you do that?"
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
He
That's what
can't.
they want to know. Like, how? How?
Like, right. He can't. He was like, "What?"
What is
So
this?
my first day
What
on
is
the
this
job,
sorcery?
I'm
What?
teaching him how to use Ecamm.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so that's something that they might be looking at incorporating into
Dope.
into our business,
Yeah.
because he's like, yeah, as we're getting more business and we're doing more virtual meetings versus in person, we
Yeah.
want a way to make it pop. And he said the way you were able to keep yourself up there so you were still engaging with us, but we were still able to see your slides.
Correct.
And
Yep.
on top of that, first of all, the pet peeve that I have is
Yeah.
when people read off of their slides.
Man, don't get me started. Listen, that's a whole nother stream, especially because you know that this is what I do for my business. Like, don't get me started on people reading from their slides. Listen, I can
Your
read the
slides are
slide,
supposed to
sir.
be a
I can
cue.
read the slide.
Right.
Do not
The
read word by
slides are
word.
supposed to
No.
be your cue on the topic that you're about to talk about, or a summary. Like, if
You
I'm
got
going to
me
talk
doing
about
all the
these
Puerto
4
Rican
points.
hand movements. Stop it.
No, no, but you need to have the Puerto Rican hand movements because I hate that shit with a passion.
Man,
You have no clue how
no.
much I hate it.
You making
It's
me
like,
mad. No.
it's like if you're gonna sit there and do a slideshow and
Right.
make me read it, what's the point of you presenting? I
Right.
can read this on my own.
I don't. It's like, stop. Just stop.
Like, I don't need you if I'm gonna read this. And it's my biggest pet peeve. And every
Yes.
time I go, like, and I tell people, if I go to a presentation and somebody's reading off the PowerPoint,
Yeah.
I raise my hand and I said, "Can I just have the PowerPoint so I can read it
Right.
for
I
myself?"
agree. I wholeheartedly. And can we cut this meeting?
People
Can
think
I go
I'm
back home?
rude.
I agree. Because it's like, can we go home? Because I don't need to sit here for you to read. I
Right.
know how to
This
read. I'm
is a
not
waste.
illiterate. Right. And it is a waste
Right.
of time. I wholeheartedly listen, you
Like, your presentation, like, I want to know the topics you're going to cover. And he's
right.
right. In government, they do it all the time, but they also do it in
Right.
corporate a lot too.
Right. Yeah.
But I want to know the
Right.
topics you're going to cover, and then I want
Right.
to hear you present on those topics,
Correct.
because your
Talk about it.
presentation
Let's
is
get
what
into a
sells me.
conversation.
Right.
Oh.
Your presentation is what sells me. If you're going to sit there and write out word for word and read to me word for word that's on the presentation, I don't need you.
Oh, you are stressing me out. You are giving me agita right now. And you know
Girl,
what's so
like,
funny?
it
So I
drives me
think
nuts.
I think that that's probably, right? So now
Sorry,
thinking
Canva.
about it, so when I talk about like when I do the first time homebuyer presentations, that the nonprofit agencies prefer me over other bankers, it's probably that's one of the reason why's, right? Because I'll have the stuff on the screen and I'm talking to the audience, right? So if we're talking about a
You're engaging
pre-approval,
them.
I'm talking to you about a pre-approval. I'm not reading a pre-approval
Right.
is blah 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 wah wah wah
It
wah
is
wah wah
so
wah wah wah.
monotonous. Oh my
Right.
God. It's so
Right.
monotonous. Don't
Wah
nobody
wah
want to
wah.
hear
Wah 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 wah.
that. Right.
I need to get that
Facts.
sound effect. I need to get that sound effect and
Facts.
put that
Facts.
because it's
Facts.
like why? We just went off on an unexpected tangent. Well, that took a
But that's
turn.
okay though. Because like doctor came in and like,
That took a turn.
we showed love. And then we talked
Right.
about presentations. And then we got real passionate
We
at
sure
our
did.
heat.
That was like, let me go check my blood pressure real quick. Like, hold on, espérate. Because the Puerto Rican came all the
No,
way out.
I'm telling you, that is like, oh, somebody must have told them to turn their radio down because it's quiet now in the back.
Yeah,
But
Co was screaming upstairs. She's like, "Let me out," because I put her in the crate for this.
oh, it will be fine.
Yeah, I agree. I wholeheartedly agree.
Yeah, and
Uh,
like yes, he's right. Most TED Talks are good. That's why I like TED Talks because a lot of the TED Talks are coming from personal experience. And so when you're talking from personal experience, there's a passion behind
yes, yeah,
that you can't make up on a slideshow.
right,
And
right.
so when you're when
And
and
that's
that's
what
the thing,
people
there's
want to
no
hear.
art.
People want to hear
Right.
real life stuff. So
They
yeah,
want to hear
have
the
the bullet on
passion.
it, right? But people want to hear, what does this translate to real
Right.
life? So it's so funny.
But
So
not
like,
only that though. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
no, all good. I was just gonna say, like today, so there were 3 guest speakers. I closed out the
Mhm.
show. And so
And I'm
they
sure you did a
had,
phenomenal job.
girl, you know how we do. Um, and so, they had a podium. So we did it at the county college. So it was in one of the
Okay.
rooms, the big rooms. And so there were 2 huge projection screens. And then it was the podium. And then they had the mic, that's on the podium. And I would look. And for the entire time, people are at the podium, which is right in line with the projecting screen. So they're standing right in the middle, right of the two
Okay.
projector screens,
Okay.
not moving around. So I come in, my homegirl, and she's actually in our Let's Get
Interesting.
Live. She's a part of Let's Get Live. She doesn't do
Okay.
content creation, but she loves what we do. So she'll come on every now and again. And so my
Okay.
homegirl, the executive director, Jessica, she's like, "Yo, you got your stuff?" And then she had me laugh because she was like, "Listen," and because she'll jump in, she'll jump in the chat on the live streams or whatever. She'll be like, "I can't help you with none of the stuff you do because you be going extra. So are you ready?" And I was like, "Yeah, just let me." So we're at the podium. I have a flash drive. I put my stuff in her computer or whatever. And so I'm standing because she's just swapping everything out. And on the podium, they had a wireless mic with a lapel. I was like, "Is this connected?" And she was like, "Yeah, it should be." And I was like,
Let's do
and so,
this.
right. And so I looked at it, and I've never used one of those besides my Rode Wireless Go, which is very rudimentary.
Right.
This is like a
Right.
production style, right? So I'm like looking, the nerd in me immediately was like, "How do I do this?" And then I see a switch. And so I put the switch on, the screen comes on, it does some number calculations. And so I had the little lapel, and I was like, "Hello, testing." And it worked. And I was like, immediately, I took the lapel. I put the lapel under my shirt. I had a polo shirt on. I clipped it to the polo. I held the receiver in my hand. And then she was like, "And because you're a nerd," she tells me, "because you're a nerd, here's your clicky thing." She had the clicker. I was like,
Oh,
"You're
nice.
amazing."
She had the clicker.
She had the clicker. So I had in
They
my
waiting
right
for you.
hand.
They
She
were waiting
knew.
for you.
She knew. So I have in my right hand, I had the clicker. In my left hand, because I had on slacks. Like the comfortable slacks that now they have drawstrings. Have you seen those type that they're like kind of like
Yeah.
chilly?
I'm not ready for those yet, but yeah.
So I had one of those drawstring style slacks, but you can't put nothing because it'll bring my pants all the way down. So I couldn't
Right.
clip it to my
That's
pants.
why I'm not
Right,
ready.
right. So I couldn't clip it to my pants. So I held the receiver in my right hand, held the clicker, and literally stood in front of the presentation the entire
Nice.
time. And all I did was I looked to make sure that I covered all the points. I would look and I'd be like, all right, so we're going to talk about this, blah, blah, blah. Move to the next slide. Look, that is all I did. And I walked around as people asked questions. I walked towards them, right? I
Nice.
repeated the questions for the rest of the people to
Nice.
hear,
That's how
right?
you present.
Right.
That's how
Ex-
you present. Girl,
that's
you
why
gave
I
them all the
said
fire. All the fire.
shut it down. I shut it down today. Supposedly, so some of my friends, like we're competitors, but my friends were there. One of the girls, Latasha, she said that she took a video of me and a picture. So when she sends
Good.
it to me, I'll share it in the community show because they were a few of them were recording me.
But that's what you need to put on your webpage as you're building your
Yes.
presence. That's the
Yes.
type of video you put on your on the front page to
Yeah.
show not only your passion about what
Yeah.
you do, but the fact that you're engaging,
Yep.
you're there in front of the audience. You know your shit.
Yep. Yeah.
And that's the most important part. And you gotta do it.
Yeah.
Girl,
Yeah.
you gave
So
me
I
all
hope
the
that it was, I know, I hope it was good quality, that they got. But it was like one of those things that I'm telling you, I
first
got
it was.
so
You gave me.
excited.
Come on now.
No, I'm talking about the
You
pictures
know
they
you
took.
got.
No, no, no. I'm talking about the
Oh,
pictures
the
they
pictures.
took.
Oh well, yeah, that's
Yeah, yeah,
different.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's
But
different.
I was like for me, because it's like I don't want to stand right in front of a microphone and just,
We're in front of
well,
a
today,
podium. Okay, let me tell you, I am a trial attorney by
right,
training.
right, right,
And
right.
with trial attorneys, a lot of people look at these trials like Johnny Depp trial was funny to me because
What I be watching, like I be
that
binging because
trial,
they be funny as hell.
because Johnny Depp tore the opposing counsel a new one. He wasn't ready today for Johnny Depp. I hollered.
Yeah,
But the thing about it is like that, like whoever his attorney was, that Johnny Depp's attorney is, that is an example of good making sure one, you have a strong case because he
yeah,
does.
yeah,
Number two, great trial preparation.
yeah, yeah,
So you know what's going to be thrown at you before it's thrown at you. So when it does come at you, you're ready. And
yeah,
Johnny was ready.
yeah,
You
yeah,
know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah,
And then on top of that, understanding your case inside and out. But
yeah,
cases are nothing but theatrics.
yeah, yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
And a lot of them are not won because of the evidence. They're won because somebody
What
likes
you
you better,
present. Yep, yep,
what you present, how you
yep,
present, how
yep.
clearly you presented, how engaging you were.
That's
That's
so
why they
that's what I,
have,
so is even with that,
yeah,
right? That's what I said when I was talking to the community. I said, listen, you guys are going to choose a banker. Obviously, you're going to choose who has the best, a good price. But when we're
right.
all, for the most part, in line of what we offer, you're going to choose who you vibed with, who you clicked with, who
Because
stood
the
in front of
product
you.
is
That's
basically the
it,
same.
right?
The product is basically the same. You know what I mean? Like they may
Right,
have varying interest rates here and there, but really
right,
not by much. And if you're
right.
getting an FHA product, that's regulated by the federal government. Don't matter who you go to, it's gonna be the exact same.
Well, listen,
So
hold on, hold on. So, for those of you guys that are in New Jersey, if any of you guys are listening in New Jersey, my first time homebuyer product right now is 1.5%, 1.5%.
nice.
Nobody's beating that. The rates are at
Nice.
5% right now. I just needed to,
Nice.
full disclosure, that is today on April 30th. That could
Well,
change.
you're helping me with my home, but let me tell you about India. Let me tell you how
Hold on, let
amazing
me make you
India
big screen.
is.
Oh, you don't have to. Hold on, let me make you big screen. Hold on. You don't
You're
have
so full
to.
of shit.
But really, you don't have to. But go ahead. Please tell them.
But no, 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 no. In all honesty, because I had some challenging couple of years with my health, and so I was very concerned about. Like, I knew I could afford a new house, but I was
Yeah.
concerned about how I looked like on paper.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because affording a house is all about how you look on paper.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like you
Yep.
can have zero income, but if you got
Yep.
money in the bank, boom, you can buy a house. But if you're trying to get a mortgage, they're all about that paper trail.
Correct.
And so
Yep.
I had some concerns about what I looked like on paper, and I'm calling India. I was trying to actually utilize her services. I wasn't
Yeah.
calling her just to be like, "Yo, can you just let me
Right.
know?" I was
Yeah.
actually
Yeah.
trying to utilize her services, but she doesn't go as far as where I live. Be that as it may, she sat down and took her morning and broke down everything I needed to know, gave me insight on different loan products that she thought would work for me. Like, and I was thoroughly engaged. I understood what she was talking about. Yes, I'm a real estate attorney, but this was part of the process I was not familiar with,
Yeah.
you know? And
Yeah.
so she broke it down for me. And then when I went to my loan officer conversation was one based on knowledge,
Yep.
like
Yep.
things that she was saying to me, and I would ask questions. She was like, "How do you know about this?" And I said, "I have a friend who sat down with me. She was like, I like her. She knows what she's talking about." I was like, "I like her too." So, but
That's
because
dope.
India took the time to arm me with the information that I needed,
Yeah.
I got I got a pre-approval that day.
That day. Yeah. Yeah.
I went, found my house.
Yep.
I
The
have
next day. Right. Yep.
the next day put an offer on my house and it was accepted.
Yep.
I'm just waiting to close right now.
That's it. And you got
I had
your
my
mortgage commitment, I think, in like 5 days or something crazy.
yeah,
You got your
no, I
mortgage
started the
acceptance. Yeah.
process on Wednesday. By Monday, I have my mortgage commitment.
Yep. Yeah.
And that's because I went into the process armed
Yep.
with information, with understanding and knowing what I needed.
Yeah.
So right now, the only reason why I'm not moving right now is because I agreed to allow them and their little, snatchers to stay in the house until the end of the school year.
Right. Right. Right.
But I can close on my house at any time.
That's it. You ready. That's it. Like technically if they said, you know what, we found a house and you can close, you just need your 3 days. Your 3 days
Yep,
for your closing disclosure. So if they
yep,
tell you on Monday, you can close technically as soon as Thursday. So
yep. Everything else is done.
good stuff.
And and the lenders sitting and the homeowners are sitting there like, what?
Yeah. Yeah.
Because closings generally take from the time you apply from your loan to the closing table about 45 to
Yep.
60 days.
Correct. Yep.
I was ready to go in a week.
Yeah, you
But
were.
that's because I had someone who was able to arm me with what I needed.
Yep.
And I was able to have, like I said, on paper, the things that I thought were against me were actually for me, and I was able
Right.
to explain it. I didn't know
Yep.
that because
Yep.
I didn't have that information, and India was so gracious to take her time to
Yep.
arm me. That's
Yep.
what I'm talking about. When you have somebody out here, whether it be on YouTube, like Doc is amazing too, when he explains the different concepts that he explains, he's like, "Get, check this out."
Hey,
Once
hey,
he starts
gang.
that,
Hey,
pay
Jay. Hey,
attention.
hey, Gigi. Hey, let me talk to you. Come here, Gigi. Let me
Right,
talk to
right,
you real
right,
quick.
right.
Hey,
Hey,
gang.
if you ain't
Hey, hey.
doing this, you just behind.
Let me tell you something. Right. Let me tell you something. Let me explain to you, gang. Hey,
Right,
hey, Doc
right,
is gonna
right.
smack me when we see you. Hey,
Right,
little
right,
one.
right. I'll see him
Come
in
here, little one.
October. He'll be up here for the people of
Yes.
video, and you better be coming for people of
I
video
will.
too,
I will.
man.
Yes, yes, yes.
But yeah, that's gonna be a good time.
Yeah.
But yeah, the thing about it is though, it's like when people. One of the things that I love about this community is the
Yeah.
people I found. I found you through Doc,
Right.
and
Right.
you and I
Yeah.
are friends. And I can text Doc too. I haven't texted him in a while. I need to because I need to get back into
Look,
class.
okay, gang.
Right,
Okay,
right, right,
gang.
right, 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 right.
Okay,
And
gang.
Luis was
It's
an
Feature
inspiration.
Friday. Okay, gang.
You
It's
know,
Feature Friday. On today's Feature Friday, he's gonna smack the shit out of me when he sees. Gang, this is bananas, gang. Bananas.
and yeah, 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 yeah,
What?
yeah.
Yeah,
Mind
yeah.
blown.
Blown. Mind blown, you guys. He's gonna smack the shit out of me.
But you know what though? The
Yo.
gems that he drops are invaluable.
Yeah, yeah.
And so like I find myself like attaching myself. And I don't want to say attached, that sounds kind of stalkerish, but I gravitate towards people like I gravitate towards people like that who are
Yeah,
looking to uplift others
yep,
because that's part of my own personal mission.
yeah,
I'm looking
yeah,
to uplift others. So I
yeah.
do that with my Travel Esquire channel. I do that with my law firm. I do it with my travel agency. And you're probably thinking, how do you uplift others with your travel agency? Because understanding, oh yeah, he is. Yes, he
He
is,
come
Luis.
over
He is.
all of us. He's shutting us all down.
Right,
He's gonna
right, right, right,
all
right,
our eCam accounts are gonna be like
right.
turned
Cancel.
off, turned off,
Shit off.
canceled,
Turn that
kicked
off.
out. Go take your ass to OBS, gang. Go. Wait, Paul says I'm going to witness protection. Yo, that's funny as hell.
It's all right. It's all good. It's all good.
That's funny.
And then you got Miss D with, I may stay a little early.
Right,
I may stay a little late,
right,
but I'm gonna
right,
take my lunch.
right, right. You know,
So if
out
people
in
don't
these
know that
streets, in
story,
these St. Louis
go
streets.
go check out Miss D's channel. She has
Yes.
that story, and that story is invaluable about how she got started
Yeah.
doing live streaming at
Yep.
full time. Her
Yep.
story is very inspirational, and I
Yep.
love it. And it gives every time she goes through it, it gives me such energy and
Yeah.
fire.
Yeah.
Like you have, and just the story of believing in yourself
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
what you're capable of, and digging in
Yeah. Yeah.
and seeing where she is today. Like it's
Yep.
like, girl,
That's it. Do it. Do
right,
it.
right.
All
So,
right.
and I say that to say, as we're streaming, have people in your corner.
Yeah.
Like everybody on YouTube, a lot of people are out there for themselves.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
discern who they are, discern who genuine people are, because the genuine people are going to be out here trying to give you content so you can be better and
Yep.
to grow. But you have
Yep.
to be ready for that within yourself.
Yeah.
And you have to know within yourself that that's what you want.
Yeah.
And once you come to that decision and that realization, all of the other pieces are going to come to you.
Fall up together. Yep.
Right, and I've been blessed to have that with India, with Doc, with Diana, Miss D, with Luis, you
Yep.
know what I mean? D. Paul Duncan,
Right.
and others,
Yeah.
that have come and is willing to help me be a better content creator
Yeah.
and want to help me bring my gifts to others. I'm a
Yeah.
little behind because my life has been, India knows, my
You're
life has
good.
been crazy these past
Yeah.
couple of months, but things are hopefully at a point where they'll slow down a little bit and I can
Yeah.
do my class, my content creation class.
Yep.
And it's the legal side of it,
Right. Right. Yeah.
but it's just trying to give my talents, my learnings to others so they can be better.
Yeah.
But you have to be ready to receive it.
Man, listen. That's a whole word right there. You
Thank
got to
you.
be ready to receive it. Thank you, Steve. Appreciate you. Thank you.
It's Steve. Am
Mhm.
I calling him Scott the entire time? Why didn't you
It's
tell me?
so no, it's Skort Glass and it's Steve. So
Okay.
his thing is Skort Glass.
Thank you, Steve. I'm so sorry.
It's all right. No, it's
Left me out here calling this man by the wrong name the entire
you're
time.
funny.
You're
Paul is
supposed
just
to be my
reminding
friend.
you guys have whoever did not sign up. Well, oh, since you're giving me all the accolades, would you like to give some feedback on my Stream Deck webinar? What was that like? And if I sucked, please tell
So
me.
you did not suck. I couldn't stay for I couldn't stay for the whole thing because around 8 o'clock. So I have rheumatoid arthritis. And for those who don't know what rheumatoid arthritis is, it's an autoimmune disease where my immune system thinks that my joints are a foreign body that needs to
Yeah.
exit my body. And so it has not been controlled in the last couple of years. I'm working with a different doctor to get it under control. But what's happening is that I get tired a lot
Yeah.
because my body is constantly working against itself.
Yeah.
So you hear me say my hands don't work. That's
Right.
because I can't do stuff.
Right.
My joints are crazy. And you see my hands swollen, and all that other
Yeah.
stuff. But and so around 8, 9 o'clock, I'm done.
Done.
Like
Yeah.
I'm
That's why I'm
literally
like, it's
hanging on
time.
by a thread.
It's past your bedtime. But go ahead.
Yeah, but I'm not trying to have it be past my bedtime. I want to go and watch what's it called? Ready to
Mm,
Love. Like that's
that's funny.
that's my guilty pleasure.
That's
But
funny.
that's my guilty pleasure. But but the thing about it is that all the things that I'm doing it with a disability.
Right. 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 Yeah.
And so there's other people in our community who have disabilities as well.
Yep.
And I applaud them getting up every day, coming
Hmm.
on to the stream, doing their
Yep.
own stream,
Yeah.
joining other people's streams to support,
Yeah. Yep.
where they have their own disabilities and own challenges and trying to get through the day.
Yeah.
The reason why I'm buying a house is because I live in a townhouse right now. I can't do the stairs.
Right. Right. Yeah.
So I can no longer do the stairs. So I had to buy a house. I'm blessed enough to be able to buy a single family house. Not everybody has that. And they
Right.
have to figure out how to maneuver within the current situation that they're
Yep.
in. I'm
Yep.
like, fuck all this. I ain't doing these stairs no more. I'm done.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I'm blessed to be able to do that. And I'm
Yeah.
still blessed to be able to go to work every day, even though I get to work from home, which is also amazing.
Yeah.
So I'm able to utilize my office and where I have, but I do have like assistive devices around the house. to help me out.
Yeah.
And if there's things that I'm sorry, I'm looking at my dog
One of your
eat
dogs. Yeah.
something she's not supposed to. It's Ivy Rose.
She's like, all right, mom, I'm gonna get your attention. We gonna get you off this stream.
Yeah, she was sleeping underneath my legs, and then she went over to her bed and found something to chew on that
She's
she
like,
wasn't
oh,
supposed to.
oh,
And she
that's
know I
funny.
can't do nothing about it. And she sat there. She sat there with it in her mouth and looked at me like, "What you gonna do? How
That's
you gonna
funny.
handle it?" I'm like, "No fighting. No fighting looks right there, girl."
Right, right, right.
But so that's the thing. It's like it's just trying to do the things that I do, manage manage my disease,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
be awake enough.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So what did you
Because
think
what's
of the
happening?
class? Because that's why you had to jump
Yeah,
off, right? Because it was late
yeah.
and stuff, and
I was
the
tired.
RA was kicking
But
in. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yep. So what I saw, I was on for at least the first hour. And
Yeah.
it's you, India, and it's just you teaching. And I love watching you teach because first of all, there's a passion behind it.
Thank you.
And you want people to know and understand the material. So you're
Yeah,
not just there,
yeah,
you have your script or whatever, you have your outline,
yeah,
but you're willing to go off of that outline if there's a concept that somebody doesn't understand.
yeah,
So
yeah.
when I went into that course, I saw what I'm used to seeing from you is somebody willing to teach and provide information on a topic that they don't have. Like I was sitting there, I had my stream deck in front of me,
Yeah.
and you was like, "Did you download
The configure stream deck. the
and I was like,
You were like,
"No."
ma, ma,
I was like, "No,
ma.
I didn't." And then you was like, "Wait, so how did you use your stream deck when I was on?" Oh, that's what that is?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. We will get there.
Yes. So like I'm not technologically inept, but that
Yeah.
was a moment right
Correct.
there.
It's okay.
But be that as it may, like, so the Stream Deck class, if you're new to Stream Deck, I will highly recommend you take it. It is definitely for the beginner or for people who don't really understand. Like, Doc says it's a keyboard, and it
Right.
is.
Yep.
It
Yeah.
really is, but you
Yep.
got to configure that keyboard and
Right.
you have to program that keyboard
Yeah.
to work for you the way you need it to work. And that's where I need the help on. It's like, how do I configure this? How can I do this? Because I see all the different, the B-roll and all this other stuff. I want to do that.
Right. Right. Well, on that note, thank you very much for the kind words. I appreciate it. I am very passionate about what I do. It's important, right? Like it's important
We didn't
because
do any of those top cards at all tonight.
we didn't. That's okay. This was better. This was absolutely
Okay.
better. We going on 2 hours though. So this was definitely better.
Yeah.
We went from subject to subject to subject. It was good. We had a good amount of people on for the entire time. So,
Woo!
good stuff. I
And Doc
appreciate
hopped on
you.
the braces with his presence.
That's it. Exactly. Exactly. Any parting words you want to give the community?
Nah, just I'm applauding you being dedicated to these 100 days. I
Thank
know that
you.
you and I have talked that like there was some days that it was a struggle, but
Man.
you kept moving and are keeping it moving. You are on the other side of it, so
Yeah.
keep going.
The
It's
other half. Yeah.
inspiration.
Man,
So
listen.
I appreciate everything that you're doing. Keep it up.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Oh, you got the hearts.
It was a
You got the
pleasure.
hearts.
It was a pleasure to be on your show, and I thank you for inviting me.
Of course, we always have a good time. We always have a good time.
Yeah.
All right, so we are going to end it there, folks. It was a great almost 2 hours. Ladies' night is back. You guys love this, I feel like, better than anything else. Everybody enjoys ladies'
I
night.
do.
So we
I
just
told
hang
you
out,
I
right?
love
Ladies'
I
night.
always love ladies' night because it was something new and different. So.
That's it, exactly, and that's how I started, and so it was important to me to make sure that I at least brought that back.
Yeah.
Let me see. So next week, I don't think I have a guest for next week, but the week after is Mary Lou Mandel,
Ooh.
and then I believe the week after that is Kali, Chocolate Twist Yoga, and
Yes,
K-Walk
I love
said that she
Kali.
scheduled herself. I gotta find out. I don't know where K-Walk scheduled herself, but K-Walk is coming on as well, and I'm just gonna continue to build out. So we are going to end it there. I
All
lost,
right.
so my other iPad died, And I don't know what comments are, where my comments are, because it's on a window that I no longer have access to. So, can't bring the comments on the screen, but we are going to end it there. Yeah. That's all right. It's all right. I will catch you guys tomorrow for day 56.
Hey, drop it.
Uh-oh.
Sorry.
All right. I'll talk to you guys later. Have a good night, you guys. Peace out.